Okay, so now the last part we need to look at is this sneaky comment here. If the total cost exceeds the 20, show the total cost in orange. If 30, show it in red. So what we want to do now is, say for instance, we're going to do something like this. We run that, so that's still not. So let's just make sure this goes above. Run that, still not, Control V. So if I run that, so now in this case we want this number to be orange. And then if it keeps going, Control V if it's not yet. So if we do this, Control V, then we want this number to be displayed in red. So for me to do that, so the way we can do that, we can actually add some styling to our CSS. So the thing to do here is to look at our CSS. So do we have a style sheet? So we have style.css. So let's have a look. If we look into our CSS, style.css, you see we already have warning and danger here. So what we really want is be able to this class, to this widget. It's gonna have a look where it is now. So what we, for total, we want to do a warning. We want to add warning here. So if we refresh this now, you'll note that it's all in orange. And if I make this danger, you will note that it's all in red. So what we want to do now is we want to dynamically add and remove this class to the total, the span here, based on how big what the value is of the current bill. So what we need to do for that is, the first thing we need to do is we need to also get a reference now to the total. So I want to say get a reference to for the bill total element. Okay, so that one is a span. So I'm going to say here this bill total span element, and for that we need to do document dot query selector, and currently it's called dot total. It's not a very descriptive name, but we will use that for now. So what we need to do now is, if we are here, so we want to say here rounded bill total. So this is currently a string because we're doing this. So what I need to do is I want to create a value here, and I want to say current total, and I want to make that a number so that we can actually check how big it is. So now I want to say rounded bill total, and then I want to say if the current total is greater or equal than 30, so then we want to say make the total red. Else, if we want to go here, I'm going to say if the total is greater than 20 and the current total is less than 30, then we want to say make the total orange. Okay, so now the way we're going to do this is by adding these classes, danger and warning. We want to add that onto our element, and our element is called this bill total span element. So what we want to do, if it is red, we want to say here bill total element dot class list dot add. In this case we want to add danger, okay, because we want to make it red, danger. And then in the other case we want to copy the same thing, and we want to make it a warning. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see what happens. So if we refresh this now and we go Control Z, say SMS call Cool. Okay, Control C, you want to do that, Control V, so let's run that. Okay, so that became red, and when it's less than that, so let's just see if I take about half of them away. Okay, so it stays red. It doesn't become orange, so let's see if we refresh. If I just copy this, Control C, I refresh, it goes back to black. Cool, so let's run that. Okay, that's orange now. If we add a few more, we run that, it becomes red. If I take a few away, let's see, okay, it stays red, so it should go down. So we need to figure out why it's not going down, but we'll do that in the next video. So now at this point in time, you can see how we are checking the current total, and then based on the current total we add or remove, or we currently just add classes based on the elements. I mean, based on this condition we add or add classes, and that makes it orange or red.